The mindset trap that keeps you struggling in the real world. Have you ever found yourself in this frustrating situation? You walk into a government office carrying a stack of documents you've carefully prepared. Every page is neatly organized. After waiting for hours, it's finally your turn. Then you have to register for a visitor's pass and wait even longer in the reception area. When you finally hand over your paperwork, the staff barely looks at you. They flip through a couple of pages, hand everything back, and say coldly, "You're missing a few required documents. Please take it home, complete everything, and come back." You freeze for a few seconds. Just as you're about to explain, they've already moved on to the next person. You leave quietly, carrying your papers, knowing you'll have to repeat the entire exhausting process tomorrow. Today, I'm going to show you how to escape this trap with one simple mindset. Give up a small fish to catch a big one. This single principle could save you years of unnecessary struggle. 1. Stop pretending you don't need anyone. Many people believe they have to do everything on their own. They want to be independent, honorable, and rely solely on their abilities. They avoid asking for help because they think it makes them look weak. The reality? No one is impressed by that attitude. You end up looking distant, difficult to approach, and give people the impression of, "I need your help, but I don't really like you." Psychologically, this happens because your ego is much bigger than your actual position. You think asking for help is humiliating, so you cling to your pride instead of making life easier. Let's revisit the paperwork example. Before heading to the office, stop by a convenience store and buy 2 bottles of cold water. They cost only about $1. When you arrive, don't immediately hand over your documents. Wait until the previous person leaves. Then gently place a bottle of water on the desk and say with a smile, "You've been busy all afternoon. Please take a short break and have some water." Only then do you hand over your paperwork and say, "This is my first time doing this, so I'm not familiar with the process. Could you please check if anything is missing? I'd really appreciate it so I don't have to keep making trips back and forth." You'll be surprised. Instead of rushing you away, they're much more likely to carefully review your documents and point out any mistakes so you can fix them on the spot. That simple gesture may save you an entire day of wasted time, transportation costs, and unnecessary frustration. Don't let empty pride make your life harder. Sometimes lowering your ego is the fastest way to move forward. 2. Stop letting embarrassment hold you back. Do you often imagine the worst-case scenario? What if they refuse the water? What if they reject me? What if they think I'm bothering them? The psychological reason behind this fear is simple. You overestimate how much other people are thinking about you. The truth is, they're too busy with their own lives. Even if they decline, they'll probably think, "What a polite young person." 30 seconds later, they've already forgotten about it. Ask yourself this. What's the worst that could happen? Take the workplace as another example. You're new to the company, and there's a highly skilled colleague you want to learn from. But you're too shy to approach them. So you spend hours struggling through mistakes on your own. Instead, simply say, "Could you spare 5 minutes? I'm stuck on this part, and I'd really appreciate your guidance." That's it. If you combine that with a small thoughtful gesture, the outcome is often even better. Most people are genuinely willing to help when they're approached with sincerity and respect. Don't let imaginary fears steal real opportunities. Feeling awkward is normal. Act anyway. 3. Don't be penny wise and pound foolish. One of the biggest weaknesses many people have is obsessing over tiny expenses. You hesitate to spend $1 on a bottle of water. You think twice about buying someone a cup of coffee because you're afraid it might not be worth it. But have you ever calculated the opportunity cost? You save a tiny amount of money, while wasting an entire day, spending money on transportation, printing documents, and carrying home nothing but frustration. That's not saving money. That's making a much bigger loss. The same applies to life. Some people don't hesitate to spend millions on entertainment or partying. Yet when it comes to building meaningful relationships, they suddenly become extremely stingy. Imagine spending that same amount buying small gifts for children in your hometown. The next time you visit, they'll probably greet you before you've even reached the end of the street. Or suppose you want advice from someone experienced in your industry. Instead of saying, "Could you help me?" try saying, "I'd love to buy you a coffee as a small thank you for your time. Could I ask you a few questions?" You're acknowledging the value of their experience. And experience isn't free. People earn it through years of mistakes, hard work, and expensive lessons. A small gesture of appreciation often opens the door to knowledge that took them years to acquire. Final thoughts. Ultimately, success isn't determined by ability alone. It also depends on how well you understand people and build meaningful relationships. Emotional stopover. I'm here to help you become a better version of yourself every day. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow the channel for more content like this.